Trump is suffering from a lot of egg on the face scenario. He's starting to lose a lot of public face, especially in Western media. They are printing and publishing damning editorials, essentially telling President Trump to his face that the Iranians have succeeded in softening and weakening his resolve in his ability to restart and continue to, the bombing phase, the active phase of the war against Iran. Beyond that, economic cracks are starting to show. The price of oil that came down very low as $80 per barrel, immediately foreign minister had actually made that statement announcing that the Strait of Hormuz was now open, such that 24 hours it was closed again because of President Trump's machinations on Truth Social. Unfortunately, the price of oil has risen back to above $100 from the $80 that it crashed at. There's still a lot of pain at the pumps for the Americans. Oil per gallon, petrol, what they call a gas per gallon in the US is still trading for higher than $4 per gallon, for gasoline at US pumps. That is another issue. Another issue is that in Europe and Asia, they are starting to face important cracks in the jet fuel ecosystems. Cracks in the sense that a lot of airlines are now starting to cut tens of thousands of flights, especially the budget ones, especially the cheap ones, because they just can't find enough jet fuel to power their planes to all the routes they have been powering them to before the Strait of Hormuz debacle, before it started. On the side of the UAE, they have essentially, the governor of the central bank has sent a message to the US of A that we will need, essentially dollar support, essentially cash support in petrodollars from the US of A. However, otherwise, they will have to start selling their crude oil to the Chinese in petro yuan instead of petrodollars. Why? Because quite some of the UAE oil infrastructure, including pipelines, including refineries, including crude extraction infrastructure, have actually been destroyed and shut down by the Iranians. So the UAE is not just short of oil and oil infrastructure, it is now also short of dollars. And they are now essentially telling the Americans, I don't want to use the word threatening, that give us some of our money with you, or we have to go and start doing business with the Chinese in petro yuan. That is yet another challenge President Trump and his allies are facing